Imagine walking into a store with just $10 in your pocket and walking out with a brand new $1,200 smartphone. No credit card, no cash, no questions asked. Sounds like financial freedom, right? Now imagine doing it again for a laptop, then for a pair of expensive sneakers, then for new furniture, then for groceries. Before you even realize what's happening, you're making payments to 5 different apps every single month. This isn't fiction. It's happening to millions of Americans right now. A financial system that was marketed as the easiest way to shop is quietly becoming one of the fastest growing debt traps in the United States. It's called buy now, pay later. And if current trends continue, this invisible debt could become one of the biggest financial problems of this decade. Let's understand why. Nobody enjoys paying hundreds of dollars at once. Spending $800 feels painful, but breaking that same purchase into 4 payments of $200 suddenly makes it feel affordable. That's exactly how buy now, pay later changed consumer behavior across America. Within just a few years, millions of people started using services that allowed them to split purchases into smaller installments. No traditional credit card, no long approval process, just one click and the product was yours. It felt like a smarter way to shop, but in reality, it changed something much more important than how people paid. It changed how people thought about money. Our brains are wired in a very interesting way. Psychologists have discovered that people feel less emotional pain when payments are spread out over time. Even though the total cost stays exactly the same, smaller payments trick our minds into believing something is cheaper than it really is. Think about it. If you see a laptop priced at $1,000, you might hesitate. But if the website says only $83 per month, your brain immediately focuses on the smaller number. Suddenly, you're no longer asking, can I afford a $1,000 laptop? Instead, you're asking, can I afford $83 this month? Those are two completely different questions. Retailers understand this psychology perfectly. That's why many online stores now display the monthly payment option in larger text than the actual price. They're not changing the cost. They're changing how your brain sees the cost. At first, everything seems fine. You finance one purchase. Maybe it's a phone. A few weeks later, you finance headphones. Then a gaming console. Maybe a vacation. Then new clothes. Individually, each payment seems small. $30 here, $50 there, $80 somewhere else. But here's where the trap begins. These payments don't disappear. They stack on top of each other. Before long, your paycheck is already committed before you even receive it. You're paying for things you bought weeks or even months ago while still adding new purchases to the list. Financial experts call this payment stacking. It's one of the biggest hidden risks of buy now, pay later. The problem isn't one large payment. It's dozens of small payments quietly adding up in the background. Then life happens. Maybe your work hours are reduced. Your car suddenly needs repairs. An unexpected medical bill arrives. Or inflation pushes your monthly expenses even higher. Now that one payment you thought would be easy suddenly becomes difficult. You miss one installment. A late fee appears. Another payment fails. Now, you're dealing with stress instead of convenience. Some providers may limit future purchases, while missed payments on certain products can even affect your credit profile. What started as a simple shopping decision has now become a financial burden. And here's something even more surprising. Many Americans are no longer using buy now, pay later just for luxury items. Some people are using it for groceries. Think about that for a second. Food is no longer being purchased with money people already have. Instead, it's being financed into the future. That tells us something much bigger than just shopping habits. It tells us many families are struggling with rising living costs. Housing has become more expensive. Insurance costs have increased. Everyday necessities cost more than they did just a few years ago. When basic expenses become harder to afford, paying later starts to feel like the easiest solution. But delaying a payment doesn't reduce the price. It simply moves today's problem into tomorrow. So why do companies continue pushing these payment options everywhere? Because they work. Studies consistently show that people spend more money when installment payments are available. Customers buy more expensive products. They complete more purchases. They abandon fewer shopping carts. Retailers make more sales. Payment companies earn more fees. Everyone in the system benefits when consumers spend more money. Notice something important. The system rewards buying. It doesn't reward saving. No company becomes more profitable because you decided not to purchase something today. That's why these payment buttons appear almost everywhere online. They're designed to remove hesitation from the buying process. But here's the truth. Buy now, pay later is not automatically bad. Like any financial tool, it depends entirely on how it's used. If you already have the money, you've planned your budget, and you're simply managing your cash flow responsibly, installment payments may not create any problems. The danger begins when people start using future income to pay for today's lifestyle. Before clicking that payment button, ask yourself 3 simple questions. Would I still buy this if installments didn't exist? Could I pay for this in full today if I had to? And if my income suddenly dropped next month, would these payments still be easy to manage? If the answer to any of those questions is no, waiting might be the smartest financial decision you can make. Because real financial freedom isn't about owning everything today. It's about giving yourself more choices tomorrow. The biggest financial mistakes rarely begin with one huge decision. They begin with dozens of tiny decisions that feel completely harmless. One click, one purchase, one small payment, repeated over and over again until the total becomes impossible to ignore. That's the silent danger of buy now, pay later. Not because every purchase is bad, but because convenience can slowly replace discipline. The next time you see the words pay in for easy installments, don't ask yourself whether the monthly payment looks affordable. Ask yourself something much more important. Do I actually need this? Or am I only buying it because paying later makes it feel cheaper? That single question could save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars over the course of your life. And in a world where almost everything is designed to make you spend more, learning when to say no may be the most valuable financial skill you'll ever develop.